I want to tell you all a story about a young boy named Malik. Malik has an infectious smile and is a bottle of energy, which is why when he walked into our workshop one day, I instantly knew that something was wrong. Malik later told me that he unfortunately lost his father over the weekend and was battling with the wavering emotions of grief. As the weeks went by, Malik came to me and said that he wanted to change the direction of his book that he was writing, and instead wanted to write a book about all of the lessons that his father had taught him, but most importantly, to teach other young people how to handle grief. See, I would have loved Malik's book as a kid. I, too, also lost my father at a young age, and reading literature that so deeply resonated with me would have really impacted me. I loved reading and writing as a kid. I would often write my own short stories, and I would read tons of books. But if I'm honest with you guys, because we're all friends and we're all vulnerable here, I would replace the characters' names, and instead, I would make the characters in the stories black, like me, a little black girl, because I would historically not see that in the books that I would read. Now, as I got older, this became extremely difficult to do, because it was so apparent to me that the storylines and the characters that were in the books that I were reading did not reflect myself or the community that I come from. There is a serious connection between literacy and livelihood. If children aren't reading at the literacy rates, it unfortunately leads to lower household incomes, lower health outcomes, and a lower quality of life. When we look at literacy and reading comprehension amongst children of color, they are far below the national average. But that makes sense when you learn that less than 7% of children's books are written by Black, Latino, and Native authors combined. What that means is that children of color will read more about animals than they ever will their own experiences and reflections. Hi, my name is Leah Hernandez, founder and CEO of Young Authors Publishing. We're a children's and young adult book publisher that exists to share the stories of Black and brown young people. We acquire books written by children as young as 8 all the way up into 18, and we help publish their books on all book-selling platforms. We're distributed by the largest book distributor in the country, Ingram Content Group, which makes our books available globally on all book-selling platforms. Authors earn royalties from these book sales that go towards their savings account that they can use for their future. And lastly, when we distribute their royalty reports and payments on a quarterly basis, we also pair them with financial experts to help them learn how to reinvest and continue to save their royalties. The way that this works is we have a writing curriculum that we used over the past 3.5 years that has helped us publish books written by 34 youth here in Atlanta. We want to continue to share that writing curriculum with community partners and school districts across the country so that way more students can know that they can become their own authors. Next, we're launching our very own subscription box services so that way we can deliver diverse, quality books to children who need to read them the most. Children who need to see their own reflections in the pages that they read. And lastly, we're launching a new imprint that'll help serve older audiences so that way we're working with with more millennial authors and helping them share their stories as well. So with the investment, if we were selected, we would use $3,500 to hire a writing consultant to help us fine-tune our writing curriculum so we can go from working with 1 district to 10 districts and making sure that all teachers and educators have this access. And then lastly, we'll use the remaining funding to help us launch our new website that'll integrate the subscription box services that'll serve our customers nationally and internationally to help us deliver diverse books. I hope that you join me in helping us create more young authors like Malik who can share their own stories, get healing from sharing their own stories, and get access to economic mobility through book publishing. Thank you so much.
You did it. Congratulations. I want to go ahead and throw it to JJ Jackson. What question do you have about this phenomenal venture?
Well, first of all, congratulations for everything you've done so far. This is an incredible idea for such a good purpose. What struck me is that when you were describing it, is that there are a number of facets that, really from finding the authors all the way to getting books published, marketing them, subscription service. So it really kind of covers a lot of areas of the book writing world. And I'm just curious, have you identified any one particular area that you feel like is going to be the most difficult part to making this live into perpetuity, and what that might be and how you plan to address it?
That's a phenomenal question. Thank you so much. The most difficult thing for us right now is growing our sales. We have the distribution, we have the inventory, we have the diverse books, but we need to acquire more customers and we need to acquire more buyers to buy these books. The first way that we were able to help solve that challenge was by getting global distribution. Now we just need to grow our brand awareness and our customer base to be able to give books to people who need them most, which is why the subscription box services will help us most. Traditionally, publishing companies only sell through the trade, but the disadvantage to that is that they don't own their own customers. And so us launching our own subscription box service will help us to continue to serve our customers time and time and time again.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's give her another standing O. Thank you so much.